in human history. The resultant economic crisis has compounded the global community's hardship.
All have witnessed unprecedented pain, uncertainty, and suffering that the COVID pandemic is causing.
It was a year like no other. A once-in-a-century pandemic has changed life as we know it. India was down, but not out.
I have no doubt that India and the world will achieve faster progress, greater prosperity, and a new quality of development post the COVID crisis. And I also strongly believe that every adversity presents multiple new opportunities.
Within days of the coronavirus outbreak, we set up India's first 100-bed exclusive COVID-19 hospital in Mumbai in just 2 weeks.
By the day. It wasn't just oxygen. The Reliance Foundation has distributed more than 81 lakh masks across the country, reaching more than 50 lakh individuals. To ensure police personnel, healthcare staff, daily wages and migrants don't go hungry, the Reliance Foundation distributed more than 5.5 crore meals, reaching more than 27 lakh beneficiaries. For more than 2.3 lakh Reliance employees and their families, getting a shot of the vaccine was not only free but also made easy.
जैसे मुझे मालूम मैं कोरोना पॉजिटिव मैं टोटली शॉक में चला गया था। मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था क्या है, कैसे हो गया ये सब। एंड मैंने मेरे सीनियर्स को बताया, HR को बताया। बोला आप काम रहिए, शांत रहिए, कुछ नहीं होगा, इसका ट्रीटमेंट है, आपका ट्रीटमेंट दिया जाएगा एंड आप जल्दी से ठीक हो जाएंगे। जिसको मुझे थोड़ा अच्छा लगा।
Was given a private room with all facilities. Was taken good care by the hospital staff in my entire 10-day stay.
આજે મારા મમ્મી પપ્પા અને બા સાથે વેક્સિનેશન માટે આવ્યો હતો જે રિલાયન્સે અરેન્જ કર્યું છે આ સુરક્ષા.
When I came over here, I find that all HR department and doctor, occupational health center, they are all helping us.
The pandemic didn't just pose challenges to life but also to business continuity. Yet, with innovation and agility, Reliance didn't just overcome the odds, it conquered them. Fiscal 2021 saw the company keep its promise of having more cash than debt on its books by paying down a big chunk of its $34 billion debt at the start of the year, including $7.8 billion of foreign debt, resulting in the highest ever prepayment of debt by a corporate in India.
In last year's AGM speech, I had shared my goals of growing our business through partnership and achieving a net debt-free balance sheet. I am happy to report that we have fulfilled this promise well ahead of the timelines we had set for ourselves. In a short span of few months, we have raised a record amount of capital and forged several new strategic partnerships.
Reliance today is a leaner, more focused business conglomerate with the largest ever capital raise of 2.64 lakh crore rupees or $36 billion through rights issue and monetization. Reliance has gone from gross debt of $34 billion as on FY20 to now achieving a net debt-free balance sheet ahead of the stated timeline of March 2021.
Our dreams have to be bigger, our ambitions higher, our commitment deeper, and our efforts greater. This is my dream for Reliance. In fact, it is my dream for India.
Wherever we go, we would like to be number one.
And despite the odds, Reliance has managed to end the year with a 35% growth in profits to 54,000 crore rupees, with 50% of the EBITDA accruing from consumer businesses, marking an important milestone in its transformational journey. The market capitalization of Reliance has more than doubled in the last 1 year, from 7 lakh crore rupees in March of 2020 to nearly 15 lakh crore rupees. A journey that has newfound partners in Microsoft, Google, Facebook and Qualcomm, with the purpose of combining Reliance's execution strength and its digital ecosystem with their technology expertise to create world-class, futuristic solutions at scale.
Facebook is joining forces with a new partner in India. We're making a major financial investment and we're going to become the largest minority shareholder in Jio platforms. But more than that, we're also committing to work together on some critical projects that we think are going to open up a lot of opportunities for commerce in India.
This partnership is a key part of Google's next chapter of investment in India. Earlier this week, we announced our Google for India Digitization Fund, an effort to invest 75,000 crore rupees, or approximately $10 billion, to accelerate India's digital economy for the next 5 to 7 years. Our investment of $4.5 billion in Jio is the first and the biggest investment we will make through this fund.
The partnership with BP has also started to bear fruit in fuel retailing as well as in the oil and gas exploration space. The partnership could soon see the KG-D6 block account for 25% of the country's gas production. Forever pushing the boundaries, Reliance has also marked its foray into future mobility with the Skytran acquisition and used its fight against COVID to mark advances in chemistry by developing a virus-acting polymer, Nexar, a COVID drug, nicotinamide, and R-Green range of COVID testing kits. 2021 has also seen the company charting a course for the future with a focus on 3 growth engines: the Jio platforms, Reliance Omni Retail and oil to chemicals. When Time magazine launched its first ever list of 100 most influential companies in the world, this year Jio was among the youngest to feature in the list. Jio was credited for leading India's digital transformation and was placed alongside companies like Tesla, Google, Facebook, Alibaba, Apple and Nike.
Jio is now the undisputed leader in India with the largest customer base, the largest share of data and voice traffic, and a world-class next-generation broadband network that covers the length and the breadth of our country.
Jio was the lifeline for millions of people when COVID struck, allowing them to work from home, study from home and shop from home. Jio's subscriber base has swelled to over 426 million from under 388 million a year ago, making it the first operator outside of China to cross the 400 million subscriber mark. Jio has also successfully tested with Qualcomm its indigenously developed 5G solution.
Growing up, I remember how the arrival of each new technology improved the lives of my family. Today, people in India no longer have to wait for technology to come to you. A whole new generation of technologies are happening here first. At the same time, smartphones and affordable data have made it possible for 1 billion Indians to come online. Reliance, and Jio in particular, deserves a good deal of credit for this progress.
Jio launched and scaled up multiple digital platforms like JioMart, JioMeet, JioHaptic and Jio UPI during the year. Jio carries 1 billion gigabyte worth of data every month, a testament to its size and growth in the recent years and how it's ensured seamless connectivity even during these tough times. It was not just Jio. The pandemic could not slacken the pace of growth at Reliance Retail as the expansion continued at a sweltering pace. Reliance Retail added nearly 14,000 square feet or 4 new stores a day in the year to take its tally to 33.8 million square feet and its store count to 12,700. This rapid pace of expansion has helped create more than 65,000 new jobs and the loyal customer base has swelled to 156 million.
In the last 5 years, our revenues in the retail business have grown 8 times and our profit 11 times. This positions us well in the years ahead to continue to deliver on our promise of exponential growth.
The breakneck brick-and-mortar expansion also continued online. JioMart Kirana can reach 33 major cities and its product assortment trebled. Jio saw its business grow threefold. And that's not all. Reliance Retail also seeded growth in emerging segments like the billion-dollar e-pharma market by acquiring a majority stake in NetMeds. Besides, Reliance Retail is also emerging as India's window to the world with Hamleys, Brooks Brothers, Tory Burch, all part of its repertoire. Business in the oil to chemicals segment was more challenging, with the year witnessing the sharpest oil demand contraction in decades. But the tide has now turned with a surge in demand and rising prices, leading to strong margin expansion. The story in O2C is not the business today, but the business of tomorrow. Reliance has planned to hive off the business to a new subsidiary by the end of 2021 and induct strategic partners and investors into key verticals. The aim is to maximize crude to chemicals conversion and create a sustainable growth business.
Transforming our energy business to tackle one of the biggest challenges before India and the world is our new growth opportunity. On successful implementation of this strategy, we target to become net carbon zero by the year 2035. We have a 15-year vision to build Reliance as one of the world's leading new energy and new materials company.
Reliance had set itself a target of becoming net carbon zero by 2035. This is a stricter timeline to go green than what most oil majors have set for themselves. BP, Shell, Repsol, Total have all pledged to become net carbon zero by 2050.
For the first time in history, mankind has an opportunity to solve big problems inherited from the past. This will create a world of prosperity, beauty, and happiness for all.
Oxygen shortage was also one of the key issues discussed at Prime Minister Modi's meeting with the chief ministers from the 10 worst hit states.
The capital region has been battling an acute oxygen.
Receiving messages from top hospitals like Max, for example, earlier today, Sir Gangaram Hospital in Delhi, and the situation is pretty dire.
COVID-19 was a challenge like no other, and Reliance rose to the challenge. In just a few days, 2,300 beds were ready across various cities to provide COVID care. Over 81 lakh masks were manufactured to benefit over 50 lakh people in record time.
We turned around our manufacturing facility to produce over 1 lakh PPEs and N95 masks every single day. Within days of the coronavirus outbreak, we set up India's first 100-bed exclusive COVID-19 hospital in Mumbai in just 2 weeks. Today, this facility has 250 beds.
Reliance Foundation has ensured that daily wagers, police personnel, migrant labour and others who are on the move and in service receive timely meals during these testing times. More than 5.5 crore meals have been distributed to over 27 lakh beneficiaries.
Over the last decade, our foundation has touched the lives of over 36 million people in the remotest corners of our country. As the foundation enters its next decade, my daughter Isha and her young team are determined to enhance our scale and impact more than 10 times.
When the country was gasping for breath, Reliance stepped up. The facility in Jamnagar and other areas were pressed into action. Traditionally, Reliance is not a producer of medical-grade liquid oxygen. Within a few days, the Jamnagar plant was meeting 11% of India's oxygen requirement, making it the largest producer of medical oxygen in the country from a single location.
Every business in the Reliance family has done their bit and contributed to India's fight against COVID-19.
The Reliance Research and Development team is also developing solutions to attack the virus directly. The team has proposed deploying a drug used to treat tapeworm infestation. A study has shown that it can be effective, and it was used to treat SARS in 2004. The R&D team is also working with various Council of Scientific and Industrial Research laboratories to certify Nexar polymer, which has been found to be effective in destroying the lipid layer of various viruses and bacteria.
I would like to highlight 3 things. First, the daily symptom checker. Second, the